Hello and welcome to another Stamp with Amy K YouTube live video. And I'm just out here getting my computer set up quickly so that hopefully I can see everything, well, comments and things, and you guys are joining. So yep, looks like I'm live out here where I would like to be, and just pulled up the video so that I can see if you're leaving comments, or if you're out here, feel free to leave a comment and say hello and let me know you're here. Otherwise, if you're watching the replay, that is just fantastic too. So whatever works best for you works for me. So today we are going to be making a little card with the Seaside View stamp set and the Seabed 3D embossing folder. These are two new items that are in the current catalog that just started here on June 3rd. Hi, Jeannie. I'm glad that you're here from Delaware. So yay, it's sunny here in New Jersey today too. It's actually kind of warm. We're supposed to be getting up to about 80 degrees, so it's kind of a little different. It's been kind of cool up until now. So hey, Bev, I'm glad you're here. Glad that you caught me live today too. So and I will say, if I am coughing and things a little bit, we just got done doing a little socially distanced picnic for my younger daughter. She's in the special education program, so there are only 3 kids in her class, and 2 of them were graduating from 8th grade this year, and so they did a little picnic with her teacher. So we just got back from that, so I was kind of running frantic trying to get home here in time to do this. So anyway, so I'm here, but I was the pollen, so hopefully I won't start coughing and snotting too much, but I swear that's all it is just allergies and wind and, the usual. So, hey, Britt, I'm glad that you're all the way from Sweden, so yay. And I see Karen K and Karen F are both here, so glad that you made it as well. And thanks, Karen. I'm glad you like my card. So it's... I sort of stole a little bit from the annual catalog, and there was a sketch that I thought worked well with this, but this is the card we're going to be making today. So like I said, we used the Seaside View stamp set, which is a new one from the annual catalog, and I'm not sure how well you can see it on the video, but I embossed the background with the awesome Seabed 3D embossing folder. So it is very, 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 it's an awesome embossing folder. It's actually part of the Well Done full product suite, but obviously it's available individually, and it works for more than just the Well Done stuff. So, hey, Karen, oh yeah, pollen is really bad right now. Like I said, I'm all snotty from just sitting outside for about 2 hours. So, hey, Cindy, I'm glad you're here from Washington, and I see Honeybee's Stampin' Hive is here as well. And Charlotte, thanks for joining everybody. So I'm glad y'all are here. All right, so this is the card we're going to be making today, and this is the stamp set. We've got the Sea View stamp set, which is another good one. Sort of coordinates a little bit with the Timeless Tropical stamp set bundle that was in the previous catalog. That's also in this catalog, but definitely some coordinating pieces to it, and I like this. I love the sentiments in this one. So just a fun little card. So and then this is the embossing folder, which, like I said, hopefully you could see when I held up the card front a little bit. But it's a good embossing folder, and I love that it's like different depths of embossing on it, which is kind of cool, because some of it's sort of like the normal embossing, some of it's a deeper emboss, so it's a really good embossing folder. So, all right, enough about that, Amy. Let's just get moving on the card. Oh, 2 things quickly because I always forget. If you are considering joining Stampin' Up! Right now is a great time to do that. Let me know if you have questions about joining, anything you want to know about being a demonstrator. I'd love to share any information with you. If you're interested in joining, right now Stampin' Up! Is running a really awesome promotion where you get to pick $125 worth of Stampin' Up! Merchandise of your choice, so it can be anything that's currently available. And in addition to that, you will also get to pick a free bundle of your choice from the new annual catalog, and it can be a Stampin' Punch bundle or a Stampin' Die bundle. So any of those that are marked as bundle and save 10%, it could be any of those. So you get that for free with the purchase of your starter kit, and the starter kits are only $99 plus tax. They ship for free. So if you are interested in joining, be sure that you hop in and join by the 30th of June, because this promotion ends then. So you didn't think you were going to want the embossing folder just from seeing it in the catalog, but oh yeah, it's a good one. So hey, I'm glad that you're catching me live. So yeah, and then the second thing here we've got the annual catalog kickoff celebration, which Stampin' Up! Is giving you additional host cash if you either place an order of $250 or greater yourself, or host a party or workshop that the merchandise total is $250 or greater. You get an additional $25 in Stampin' Rewards. So, and again, this runs through the end of June. So if you are interested in finding out more details about that, or interested in hosting a catalog party or an online party of some sort, let me know. I'd be happy to talk with you more about that as well. Okay, so on with the card. So enough talking, Amy. All right. So a couple other things that I used on here, besides the embossing folder and the stamp set, obviously, is that there is gunk on there. I thought I was trying to figure out if that was part of the stamp, but no, I just had gunk on the card. So, all right. So I also used always, one of my favorite die sets ever. If you don't have this one, you need it. It's this Stitched Rectangles dies, and I use this one in particular for the sentiment. So I'm going to set that one aside. And then the other thing that I used on here was I did a little bit of die cutting with the scalloped and I guess it's the largest square and the largest scallop square from the Layering Squares dies. So these have been around for quite a while, but they're still an awesome die set. If you don't have them, it's another one of those that you definitely need. So yes, you are going to want the whole suite of things. So Karen is definitely right on that. So, all right. So I went ahead early on and got a few things done so you didn't have to sit and watch me emboss, because it's not really that exciting. So I have a thick Whisper White card base that I've got cut to 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I embossed a piece of 4 1/4 by 5.5 Whisper White cardstock with the Seabed 3D embossing folder. And we're going to use a little liquid glue to adhere that to the card front. And we'll just go ahead and stick that down. Get that done here. So hopefully y'all are having a good Friday. Like I said, I knew I was going to be kind of cutting it close with the little picnic that we had for school, but I figured I'd still be able to hop in here and do a quick video with y'all. So hopefully you don't mind my runny-nosed business from sitting outside in the pollen. So then I also ahead of time did cut out my scallop square. Again, it's the largest scallop die from the Layering Squares dies, just from Whisper White cardstock. And then Charlotte says, beautiful card, I'm getting too addicted. Yeah, this catalog is really good. That's all I can say, really, really good. So, hey, Rosie, I'm glad that you're here, and happy Friday to you as well. So I went ahead and stamped the image from the Seaside View stamp set, and I stamped it in Tuxedo Black Memento ink and cut it out with the largest of the square dies from the Layering Squares dies. So I went ahead and did that a little early so that things would be dry and ready to color when I got on the video. So this is a light chrome cake Stampin' Blends marker. And I'm just going to kind of sloppily, in my usual Amy style, sloppily color the sand here. So I didn't do any really nice blending on it, didn't do any really pretty coloring on it. I just sort of put the color on the panel and called it good. So, because I figured it's sort of supposed to look a little artistic and, look like you're at the beach. And the beach is generally pretty relaxed. So that was kind of my, how I decided the coloring was going to be, is I wasn't going to spend a whole ton of time making sure everything was perfectly done. I was just going to put the color on and call it good. So, all right. Next up, I have got the light cinnamon cider Stampin' Blends marker, and you're going to note there's sort of a theme with the colors that I used. It's pretty much all of the light colors from the Stampin' Blends combo packs that I picked out to color this with. And I don't know that there was necessarily a particular reason. I guess I just kind of wanted, beach to me seems, it's a little bit lighter, a little bit more kind of tropical feel colors to it. So that's why I stuck with sort of the lighter of the tones rather than doing a whole bunch of shading and worrying about it and, trying to lighten things up after the fact. I just went with the light markers to begin with and just called it good with that. So, all right, let me get a little bit of color here on the back of the chair. And a little bit here on the front. And the one nice thing about coloring with the blends is that you don't really have to worry quite so much about making sure that everything is done perfectly, because the lines pretty well blend themselves in. You don't end up with a lot of kind of streaky look when you're coloring with these like you get with a typical water-based marker. So, and there's a little spot there I think we need to color, and that should be it for that. So, The Amy and Mary dictionary. Am I saying words that don't make any sense again? I don't even know. Half the time I'm making stuff, did I say something weird? Hopefully not. I don't know. I probably did. I don't even notice most of the time. I'm like, oh, sure, that's a word. All right, so I've got the light pool party Stampin' Blends marker, and that's what I'm going to be coloring the sky in the background with. Although I guess it could be water or sky or a mixture of both. We'll just call it a tropical view, whether it's water or sky. I don't know. I just wanted it to be relaxing, and that's sort of was my goal with this one, is just to have it be like a fun beach card. And I thought it was kind of fitting with the end of the school year here for the kids. So just take some time to relax, and thought the theme of the card was good today. So although I know a lot of other schools finished way earlier than we did, I did hear from someone in New York, one of my customers in New York, who said that they still have another week of school. I'm like, woo, I'm not sure I could have taken another week of school this year. This staying at home school has been a little crazy. So I was definitely glad to see the school year coming to an end here. The last week, thank goodness, the teachers were pretty kind to the parents and didn't make us do too much of the schoolwork. So it was definitely a little more relaxing, a few more kind of fun videos and games and that sort of thing online, rather than worrying about doing all the school stuff. So, all right. Oh, and that's why you like watching us? Oh, sloppily. Isn't sloppily a word? I think it is. Oh, your schools have another week, and you guys are you guys are just like right south of us. I didn't realize that. I thought everybody in New Jersey ended at the same time, but apparently we do not. So I've got the light and dark So Saffron blend. So I did do a little bit of dark on this one, just because I didn't feel like the little lemonade or whatever beverage you choose to put in the cup, I didn't feel like it showed up very well with the light. So I did add a little bit of dark So Saffron on that one. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to adhere together the die cut scallop square and the die cut square that I've got here that I did a little bit of coloring on. And playing with my new Stampin' seal, and of course, there we go. So I'm still trying to figure out the best way to use it. It's like I said, it's a great adhesive. I love the stickiness of it. It's just different than the one I'm used to using. So it's taken me a minute. I don't know why it's not hard to use. I'm just, I just have to get my hands trained to do it the right way. Otherwise I end up with it. The sticky part gets too far back down in here. All you have to do to advance it is just move it with your finger. So it's really easy to do. It's just a matter of that I'm trying to get it right and trying to get the adhesive to work the first time, but it doesn't always. But that's okay, because I just use my finger and roll it on out and we're good. So I'm going to take a little bit of linen thread and going to wrap it around the die cut square here twice, hopefully, and tie a bow. If I can do it without having the whole spool unravel and fall off the table, which has happened a few times to me. And then it's always interesting chasing it around the room. Although I wouldn't make you guys sit there and watch me live chasing it around the room, because it's kind of a funny sight. So gonna tie a little bit of a bow here with the linen thread. All right, I think we got the knot part started. And then the little bow, and if I need to, I'll trim down the ends a little, but I always try to go a little bit too long on the twines and ribbons and that sort of thing when I'm tying bows, because it's an awful lot easier to cut it off than it is to try to work with a piece of twine or ribbon that's too short, because that's really miserable. So, as I'm sure you all have done before. So, all right, so we've got the kind of focal image all done here, and we're going to do having a harder time with the seal, but you love it as well. So yeah, it's like I said, it's just, for me, it's more of that I just can't, I don't know, I'm so used to using snail, and I've got a couple of other adhesives that I've been using. I'm so used to using them that it's one of those things that I just have to retrain myself on how to roll it. And I know I do love the adhesive. It's super sticky, and sure, I've mentioned it before. I was not a huge snail fan, so I was not sad to see that one go away. And I love that they replaced it with something that's really a good, strong adhesive. So, all right, using Stampin' Dimensionals to adhere the card pieces together here on the card front. Then I'm finally going to get to a little bit of stamping for you. And I've got Pool Party cardstock, hopefully right over here, and a little bit of cinnamon cider for the ink. And I use the Sentiment from the Seaside View stamp set. And so I don't know about you all, but I'm loving the new in colors. I love all of them, actually. It's kind of rare. Usually there's a couple of the in colors that I'm like, that one's okay, but I really like all of these. They're definitely some good ones. So again, Pool Party cardstock, and I've got the die from the Stitched Rectangles dies, and I'm just going to run this through my die cutting machine here a second. And, of course, the die is twisted a little bit here, and hopefully I'll get it cut out and not have to restamp it like I did last week. So just running it through the die cutting machine here, as I'm sure you can hear, and hopefully can't see it wiggling too much. Let me pop it out of the die. I think I actually got it fairly straight. So one tip, and I know I've said this before, when I'm using any of the rectangles, particularly the bigger ones, I always try to run it through the die cutting machine at a little bit of an angle like this rather than straight on, just because when your die, the kind of more square edge dies, when they hit that roller, they're really hard to get rolled through, and sometimes the dies jump around a little bit if you put them on straight or try to roll them through straight. So I always try to roll them through at just a little bit of an angle, then they roll through really much smoother. So there's my tip of the day, or 10th tip of the day, I don't know. So, all right, so we've got our die cut Sentiment here, and going to use a little half Stampin' Dimensional. Let me make sure I'm putting it on the right side. And then going to use a little bit of the seal here on the other side. And we're going to adhere it onto the card front. Going to go ahead and stick it hopefully straight right here on the lower part. All right, I think I got it, hopefully, hopefully straight. I'm going to use also a couple of the little 2020 to 2022 in color enamel dots, and they are turned off for ordering right now, but they will be back, so no worries there. Definitely, they're worth waiting for. It's a good little embellishment. They're flat and they're shiny and, easily mailable, which is good. So all things that I look for in an embellishment that makes it be my favorite. So I do love these quite a bit. So there we are. So that is the card front all done. I'm going to set that aside for a second while I work on the inside of the card. And again, I went ahead and pre-stamped this. This is just Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And I stamped the palm tree image from the Seaside View stamp set. And we are just going to do, there's my crumb cake, just a little bit of coloring with the light crumb cake Stampin' Blends marker for the tree trunks. And again, no really fancy shading, just basically getting the color on the trees. So Rosie says, I agree with this set. This set of in colors, they are really good. And speaking of in colors, this is the light Just Jade because I couldn't help myself because I love the new in colors. I'm just going to add a little bit of color to the palm tree here as well. And I figured, what better color than Just Jade to put a little bit of green on the trees. I thought about using Old Olive, and I thought, Old Olive's too plain. So just went with Just Jade just because I like it. And I feel like the in colors really coordinate well this year, so you can use them all together really easily, and they coordinate well with a lot of other colors that we've got in the regular color families. So definitely a good set, and I'm hoping they, Stampin' Up! Changes up the core colors every once in a while, and I'm hoping that these might be a set that would make it into the regular core color families as well, because there's some good ones in here. So, all right, just adding just a little touch of color again, not worrying too much about coloring it perfectly or anything like that, just getting the color on the tops of the trees, and we're calling it good. So I'm going to add a little bit of Stampin' Seal on the back of this as well. And actually, I'm starting to get a little bit low in here. I actually might need to get a new one, get a refill of it. All right, so we're going to adhere this to the inside of the card base. And that's all there is to it. I'm going to flip it over and actually use the bone folder to score lightly on the back side of it to try to minimize the smooshing of the embossing on the card front, which hopefully I did. It looks like I didn't smash it too badly. So that's it for the card today. So this is my sample card I'd put together earlier, and then here's the card that I did on screen today on the video. So I'm glad that you like the card. Thanks for hopping in, Myrtle. I hadn't seen you till now, so thanks for leaving a comment and for letting me know that you are here. So that is all that I have for today. I hope that y'all have a fantastic weekend, and I can get the seal to work, but find that I cannot get the new one to work very well at all. Once it starts fine, but it hardly works. I don't know. I'm having good luck if I just advance it a little bit with my fingers, Samantha. So I'm not sure if that's the issue that you're having, if there's something else going on with it. But it's definitely, like I said, I love the stickiness of the adhesive. So it's just taken me a minute to kind of get used to the feel of it is all. So, all right. So that is all I had for the card share today. So thanks so much for joining. Hopefully y'all have a great rest of your weekend. And yep, I'll definitely be seeing a couple of you on Sunday for our team meeting. So we're going to do a little Stampin' online on Zoom. So I'm excited about that. And so let me know if you have questions about anything. I'm happy to help. And again, if you're interested in joining, now is a great time. Or if you're interested in getting the extra $25 in host cash, it's an awesome time to put in a big order too. So, all right, so let me know if you have questions. I will be posting this out on my blog tomorrow, which is stampwithamyk.com. So feel free to subscribe if you aren't already, and you will get all the details for this card in your inbox tomorrow. And then I will also add in the link to the blog post so you can go out and check out all the different things that I use to make it on my blog tomorrow. So again, thanks so much. I appreciate y'all being here. Have a good rest of your day, and have a great weekend.